everyone, this is Jo Smart from Fi Angels. I'm here to do your light worker reading for May 2022. Today is the 1st of May, so Beltane blessings to you all. Today is the pagan festival of fertility, and we still celebrate it as May Day, and we've got a bank holiday in the UK on Monday, which is nice to have a long weekend off work. So because Beltane, the festival, is all about fertility and new beginnings, that's what I wanted to concentrate the reading on today. And so obviously back when it was celebrated by most of the population back in the pagan times, there was a lot of fun to be had that day, but it was all about giving offerings to the green man and to the gods and goddesses to provide a fruitful harvest for the coming year, and it was all about fertility for people, to keep the population going, and offerings to support new birth coming forth that year. So in kind of today's world, we can convert that to new beginnings in terms of moving into a new phase of our life, or getting rid of the old to make way for the new, starting new projects. Of course, today is a really good day if you are trying to conceive, that you send your intentions up to the universe to bless you with a baby. But I said we can convert it to so many different things in our lives now. And interestingly, yesterday as well, we had a new moon solar eclipse, and the energy about that was all around encouraging us to declutter. So declutter our minds, declutter our homes, declutter our workspaces, so that we can have a clear space physically and in terms of headspace to be able to move into the next phase of our lives and the next phase of our journey and start something new. And my husband and I are taking that literally, because what we've got planned today is clearing out the cupboard under the stairs. We've got a programme of work to do between now and September of decluttering the house, because we have got 12 years worth of stuff that we don't use anymore. So we have made a plan and a commitment to do that. And interestingly, before I had even kind of looked into what the new moon meant for the end of April, we'd already planned that this weekend would be Cupboard Under the Stairs Day, which is a really small space, but my word, have we crammed some stuff in there. But another really good thing about decluttering, which I've been kind of guided to talk about, is as well as clearing space, and when you clear physical space, it helps you to clear emotional space. It's also something that we can be in control of, because I think a lot of the energy floating around at the moment is overwhelming, because there's so many things happening that feel out of our control. So the spiralling living costs is one thing, because we can go around and switch off all our lights and switch off appliances when we're not using them, and be more frugal with our heating or careful with how many washes we do a week, but that's just being offset by the continual rise so in the actual unit price. So it feels like it's not in our control. The food prices feel like it's not in our control. The conflicts happening around the world feel like they're not within our control. But actually, decluttering and getting rid of the old stuff that we don't use anymore and decluttering our mind is something that we can control. But also, if we're decluttering physically, that's helps us give control over other things as well. So if you've got stuff to donate to charity, that helps you, or donate to families coming from Ukraine who are coming with nothing, you have that feeling of giving back and having some control over that. Or you can sell those items to get some additional money to pay for the extra cost of things, or treat yourself if your disposable income has got squished. So it's something that we can control and start feel like we're bringing the energy back in a way that we can use it productively and not feel overwhelmed, because I'm pretty sure that 99% of us right now have got really unbalanced solar plexuses because of how things are happening at such a fast rate that aren't very positive. It's difficult for us to feel empowered in that situation. So this is a way we can empower ourselves to reclaim that energy. So that's what I kind of wanted to focus on today. And the pack that I've been guided to go to is the Keepers of the Light pack by Carl Gray, published by Hay House. And I think it's really because today is a day almost of the old gods, worshipping the old gods. But this pack has got so many different deities from across multiple cultures and religions. And I think today's a day to embrace that, you know, embrace the spirituality of all of those beliefs. And so that's why I think I really got called to this deck today, because it's about celebrating all of the backup and the support that we've got in the angelic realm, regardless of what religion you were brought up in. And there's a couple of old gods in there as well. Now, interestingly, when I was shuffling the cards and setting my intentions for this reading, I did get a jumper, so I've put it to one side, and it's a really interesting jumper. So we've got Freya, who's a Nordic god, so one of the old gods. And Freya here is talking about phases and cycles. So we've got the moon there that represents that, and we've also got the crow to represent Odin, who's also a Nordic god. And obviously, I was already setting the intention that it's about out with the old and in with the new and bringing in the new. And that's exactly what Freya is validating for us, is everything has an end and a beginning. So everything is on a cycle. It's all on one big loop. And that as we move into May and we celebrate Beltane today, even if that's just a quick prayer, lighting a candle, setting your intentions up into the universe, however you do it, whether you've got a maypole you can run around, that would be fun, is acknowledging the end of a phase and welcoming the beginning of a new phase in your life, and being open and excited about that as well, rather than fearful. Because if you step into a new phase with fear, then you're going to attract fearful energy and outcomes. So it's about being excited. Today is the first day of the next phase, and we need to embrace that with excitement and with joy and with power. So that's what Freya wanted to talk to us about today. So I'm just going to pull 3 other cards from this deck. Whoops. There's my first 2. So if cards get my attention in any way, I don't, whether they stick up and don't go back down, whether they fly out, fall out, whatever, they are part of the reading. There's no such thing as a bad shuffle. Well, unless you drop half the deck. Yeah, but not in this case. Okay, so the first one we got is the Divine Director. So what Divine Director is telling us that actually as we move into this phase, we need to do it with intention and with purpose. So it's not just about seeing what comes, it's about saying to the universe, right, as I move into this new phase, this is what I need in order to serve my purpose. This is what I need to achieve in order to get to the next phase and be ready for the next switch in terms of energies and where I'm going on my journey. So it's not a go with the flow phase. It's right, I am taking control of this, like we were saying at the beginning, and this is what I intend this new phase to be for me, and what I intend to achieve by the time I get to the end of this new phase. So like for me, actually the phase is we've got between now and September to declutter the house, and actually staying committed to that, because sometimes on a weekend you just want to sit on the sofa and eat and watch telly and sleep. But but actually, we need to obviously make time for rest and self-care. But for me and my phase in this, it's like, I've committed to do this, I need to do it. And I know that when that's done, moving into the next phase of what we want to do in our life will be less challenging, and I'll have more headspace, less stuff to clean, so I'll have more time. So, you know, a lighter, brighter, fresher atmosphere in the home. So, you know, it's committing to that, and it's saying to the universe, thank you for giving me the motivation, the energy and commitment to get this done. And you can convert that into whatever your plan is for this summer, and what you want to achieve out of it. But it's not just a case of going with the flow and expecting it to happen. It's taking control of it and being the director of it yourself. We've also got Krishna that talks about devotion. So we've got to devote ourselves to this new phase and devote ourselves to spiritual practice within that. And so that everything we do, whether it seems very human and physical, we know that we're doing it for the highest good, for our highest good, which serves the highest good of all the people around us. So trust in the spiritual guidance that we're getting from our spiritual support team in terms of what we need to do. So part of that intention that we're setting in order to direct our own growth in this new phase is around intending your spiritual support team to be there with you, guiding you. You're open to the messages, you're staying on the right path because you're getting that input from them. So devote yourself to the growth and development of this new phase, and devote yourself to your spiritual support team to help you achieve what you've said you will achieve. And then similarly, we've got Master Buddha that's come out to talk about increased awareness. So part of this new phase, as we do the work on ourselves, or we do the work on our surroundings that we need to do, we'll need to stay open to our spiritual support team that we've devoted ourselves to, and know that with that will come increased awareness, increased connectivity to our spiritual support team. It will help with our crown and third eye chakras to keep that connection to the divine and see beyond the physical, to know that everything we are doing is, like I say, reclaiming that energy back, reclaiming our growth back, reclaiming the journey, reclaiming our power. That's what we're doing. So while all the stuff that's going on around us continues to happen, we know that we stay on track and we stay on purpose. Because even if you're doing something for yourself, like say, you know, our plan around our house is for ourselves, then the ripple effect of that in terms of how you grow, how I will grow, will support the rest of humanity and the people around you. So it's okay to concentrate on yourself and your growth, because we're all connected. Your growth is everybody else's growth. That's what I'm being guided to say. So to round that up, we've got Freya validating that we are moving from today into a new cycle, and that it's good to do away with the old to make way for the new. We need to do that physically, emotionally and spiritually. We need to take the control back, realign our solar plexus chakras, take the control back, manage the energy that's around us and direct our own growth in this new phase. Stay devoted to our spiritual support team who will guide us on this journey, and stay open to them, and know that with the next phase there's going to be increased awareness, and part of that is because we're reclaiming our purpose and we're reclaiming the journey. So I hope that that's been motivational. Can't say I'm that motivated about being covered out, but I'm sure I'll feel happy when it's done. So wish me luck in that endeavour. So have a wonderful May. If you're doing something fun today or this bank holiday, I hope it brings you lots of joy, and I will see you again for your June Lightworker reading. Love and light.